Throughout my time on Doctor Who, we faced loads of amazing, iconic monsters, things like the Daleks, Cybermen, but the Weeping Angels kept coming up in conversations when I was talking to people about the show. So to actually be able to now play against the Weeping Angels is really, really exciting for me.
I loved writing the Weeping Angels. They are great in any environment, and they're inherently mysterious and threatening. It's a really, really thrilling monster to write for. The sequences that you construct with Weeping Angels aren't like any other sequences that you construct with any other Doctor Who monster, so they're really unique. Their mythology, which started very small and then Stephen it has expanded upon gradually over time. It feels like, you know, the show is only just starting to scratch the surface of what we know about the Weeping Angels, so and hopefully they're still really mysterious after this.
What makes the Angel so dangerous is that it is almost impossible not to blink, knowing during your close-up that the whole point of this scene is you can't blink, because if you do, you've essentially ruined the narrative, because an angel would appear, and in the script, the angel doesn't appear, so I've always got to keep my eyes open. It is rock hard. Just staring without blinking is so hard.
The Weeping Angel as an entity, when you think about it and the mindset that's gone behind it, the dangerous part of it is that when you look at something, it's inevitable that you look and you look away, you take a view of it, you look away. With a Weeping Angel, you can't look away, but not only can you not look away, you can't blink. So imagine how hard that is if you're in a situation where if you blink, you think there's a chance you're going to die or be transported to another time. You're at least going to have a bad day by blinking.
It's always really exciting reading the return of an iconic monster, because I think me and Mandip talk about this a lot. It always makes you feel like you're really a part of the Who universe. It does make you feel as if all the things that have gone before are still intertwined and still so relevant, but it's not limited to either. So what's wonderful is an episode that has an angel, or an episode that has a Sontaran and has Carvanista or has Swarm, which are our monsters and new for us, or new characters for us. So I love the fact that the old and the new continually meet, which is the whole point of this show.
They are very scary, so it also feels like I'm doing a different genre inside of the sci-fi genre, which for me as an actor is really exciting. But also to be able to talk to people now about the Weeping Angel and what it looks like and what it was like to work with them and all that stuff is going to be really exciting going forward.
They're really spooky. Even on set, you know that they aren't real and they can't move, but they have a real kind of ominous presence. I sort of don't like standing near them. Because they're kind of eerie. It doesn't help that sometimes we do have real performers in the Angels, and we kind of move them around, and you often can't tell which ones are actual statues and which ones are performers. So you might see what you think is a statue out of the corner of your eye, and all of a sudden it yawns or takes a sip of coffee or something, and it's yeah, it's quite freaky. Something that we have tried to do on this episode is to find new ways to move the Angels. We're never going to see them move or anything, but I've tried to find ways to film them so that we don't always have to move them on an edit. That sometimes you might have one shot and they're in one place, and their shot can develop and then turn around, and the Angel has moved as if by magic. Tried to do a couple of shots where our performers have actually not had the dress on. They've just had the top part, and the camera's started on them and then gone somewhere else, and while the other actors are doing their bits, the Angel has sort of upped sticks and moved along somewhere and plonked themselves down in time for when the camera moves back. And it's a bit fiddly because they've got masks on and they can't see where they're going, and it's hard doing it that way, but I hope it's going to pay off in a couple of really nice unexpected moments, because you tend not to expect to see the Angel move in the same shot.
Marker.
The Doctor's turned into a Weeping Angel because being recalled to Division. So it's something that happens very quickly and I'm unable to stop it. I go from discovering that the angel within Claire's consciousness isn't a rogue angel trying to escape, but a rogue angel that has tricked me into revealing myself and my ability to be fooled. The angel going into a human's mind was the perfect way to track me, and it worked. And at the end of the episode, surrounded by an army of angels, there's nowhere to go except stand, quickly discover that I've fallen for a trick, and then be turned very quickly into stone. It involves a lot of photographs from SFX where you stand very still and you take a photo's taken of you from all angles, because all of this will be done in post. Some of our weeping angels are actually actresses in the makeup and the costume. The most that essentially happens to me is that, and all the rest is done in post. So really what it involves is the physicalisation of becoming stone. I went to drama school, so I'll absolutely smash it.
The image that I had in my head was of the Doctor becoming a weeping angel, and I was thinking, I like that as a cliffhanger, and that felt like a really persuasive, terrifying image that really delivers on the threat that the weeping angels have throughout that episode.
As we record this, we're still quite early on in that. We haven't started the VFX on it, but I hope it'll be a really memorable part of that episode in this series, having the Doctor turn into an angel. We did a bit of location filming her emerging from the stone burial mound and acting as if she's become an angel. And then just in the studio over there against green screen, we filmed this rather ambitious kind of wrapping around shot where in the script, it's about half a page of descriptions about different parts of the Doctor that change into an angel, but I wanted to try and do it as one shot that kind of wrapped around her ankles and then comes up around all the different parts of her, almost following this kind of stone growth that's kind of entombing her, and resolves on her face. And I hope it works. If it does work, it should be really cool. It took us about 16 takes to get one that worked, so fingers crossed.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.